Bianca Ferrar.
I'm Steve Kometka. This is E! News Week in Review. It's over. The O.J. Simpson preliminary hearing wrapped up Friday. The former football star was ordered to stand trial for the murders of his ex-wife and her friend. The 2 weeks of live TV coverage had plot twists and turns that any soap opera scriptwriter would appreciate. Greg Agnew is in the newsroom with the week's highlights, including a cliffhanger. Greg.
It was an amazing situation this week, following the judge's announcement Wednesday that she would make a crucial decision the following morning. The entire nation became enwrapped in an overnight debate over the pros and cons of the U.S. Constitution's Fourth Amendment, the right to be secure from unauthorized search and seizure. The discussion centered on Simpson's lawyers' attempts to have valuable evidence barred from the proceedings.
The Fourth Amendment means what it says, and what it says is, before you invade the privacy of a person's residence, you get probable cause, you go to a judge, and you get a search warrant.
This is really a gray area of the law. I mean, there's no set formula.
This is a human situation. This is not a laboratory.
The key phrase in the Fourth Amendment is the right to be secure against unreasonable searches and seizures. Courts allow warrantless searches deemed reasonable. These exceptions, called exigent circumstances, kick in when police are pursuing suspects, preventing the destruction of evidence, or giving aid to possible victims of crimes.
No answer to the intercom, no answer to the house phone, and there's lights on and there's cars in the driveway. They have to be concerned.
All that these officers encountered at the Rockingham premises. Silence.
It is absolutely incumbent upon them to do something at that point to assure themselves that the people inside that house are safe and secure.
Again and again, we heard the detectives say, well, we didn't know what we had. We didn't know what had happened on these premises. Well, we know what they didn't have. They didn't have a search warrant.
If they were to stand outside and think about leaving, think about waiting until Mr. Simpson came home, while someone may have lain dying, bleeding in that location, we would justifiably be upset. We would justifiably call them derelict in their duty, and they could not do that.
What better vehicle do we have to teach the lesson that the Fourth Amendment is alive and well in Los Angeles?
In my mind, the Fourth Amendment is alive and well. It is recognized. It's nothing new, nothing novel that I'm coming up with here, that there are exigent circumstances that, on occasion, justify a warrantless entry and a limited search. And therefore, the court denies the defense motion to suppress and will allow the introduction into evidence of the glove that was recovered and of the spattered blood spots that were located on the driveway once the sun came up.
According to the LA District Attorney, Simpson could be tried for the double murders as early as September.
And crowds are flocking to the real-life locations from the Simpson case. O.J.'s Brentwood estate and the condominium where Nicole Simpson and Ron Goldman were killed are becoming the latest Los Angeles tourist attractions. But residents wish the sightseers and curiosity seekers would stay home. Linda Moore reports.
Sightseers are coming from the other side of town and from the other side of the country. In the last few weeks, thousands of people have visited O.J. Simpson's estate and the scene of the murders, his ex-wife's condominium a few blocks away.
This is the home of Nicole Simpson, am I right or wrong?
They take pictures, exchange murder theories, but most just stand and quietly stare. They can't even explain why they're there.
We traveled out here for a vacation from Pennsylvania, and all this stuff happened while we were out here, so.
Residents are fed up. The message to tourists is not a warm one. Neighbors dislike the media too, telling all of us to get a life.
Like they're going to be have a fine of $500 if they continue to stop and block traffic.
We're on vacation, so.
But the first stop had to be O.J., huh?
Well, yeah, sure. You know, we're curious and everything.
And a curiosity that seems to be getting only bigger with time. In Brentwood, I'm Linda Moore for E! News Week in Review.
Still ahead on E! News Week in Review. The Lollapalooza Rock Festival is hotter than its promoters expected or wanted. And coming up next...
I'm Amy Powell. Coming up, we'll tell you why Hollywood wants to play ball.
A screenwriter is suing Touchstone Pictures, claiming the film When a Man Loves a Woman is a little too reminiscent of her own unsold script.
I'm not your problem. I am not your problem to solve.
According to The Hollywood Reporter, screenwriter Diane Hanks claims the movie about a couple facing the problems of alcoholism is based on her ideas and screenplay. Hanks reportedly tried to sell her script, but no one bought it. The suit asked for $5 million in damages. When a Man Loves a Woman stars Meg Ryan and Andy Garcia. Not that long ago, movie executives considered baseball movies box office poison, but a lot has changed lately, and now several films are aiming for the fences. Amy Powell surveys the field of dreamy movies about the national pastime.
Come on, the guys are watching. Nobody's watching.
Little Big League is the latest baseball movie to take a run at the box office. It's the story of a kid who inherits the Minnesota Twins. Major League 2, the sequel to the 1989 hit comedy, opened several weeks ago. And on deck is Angels in the Outfield. It opens Friday.
And Ben Williams makes a miraculous catch.
These are the latest in a series of baseball films produced since 1988's highly successful Bull Durham. 1992's A League of Their Own, about a female baseball team, earned more than $100 million. Filmmakers say there are many reasons for the popularity of baseball movies.
It's the greatest game there is, and it reflects life and family and brings people together.
The way that it is put out is the thing that I don't like, because it doesn't really resemble the real game of baseball, some of the things that they put in there. But as long as they're for baseball, I like that, because anything that pertains to baseball, I'm for it.
When we return on E! News Week in Review, a replacement has been found for the irreplaceable Arsenio Hall.
And a rap artist gives the New York paparazzi a memorable tongue lashing. Rapper Tupac Shakur seems to be spending more time in court than anywhere else these days. He was back in New York this week to answer charges of sexual assault. Shakur has pleaded innocent to charges he attacked a 20-year-old woman in a hotel room. But his attorney claims the alleged victim left several messages for the rapper, thanking him for letting her perform sex acts with him. Shakur's lawyer accuses police of erasing voicemail messages that could help clear him. Outside court, Shakur wasn't too happy with the media.
Hey, have a good summer.
Shakur also faces an unrelated charge of aggravated assault in suburban Atlanta. Talk show host John Stewart is making the move from MTV to broadcast TV. The John Stewart Show is set to premiere September 12th. Paramount Domestic Television, which co-produced the Arsenio Hall show, made the announcement Thursday. As with Hall's late-night show, Stewart will be targeting a young audience. Calling all Madonna and Mike Tyson impersonators. A nationwide search is on for the perfect Material Girl and Iron Mike for 2 upcoming TV movies.
I'm burning up for your love.
Bleached hair, black lace, and crucifixes were in full force at Fox's open casting call in Los Angeles. It's all for a fall television movie, Madonna: The Early Years.
Looking for attitude, somebody that obviously resembles Madonna, but that has a great arrogance about them, that's cocky, sassy, bold.
The bashful were nowhere to be found. Women flew in from all parts of the country, battling for their crack as the Material Girl.
A lot. Like, my friend usually does this. She wanted to go to New York and try out, and she goes, no, just do it, because I think you look like Madonna. I go, you do? I'm like, all right, I'll just try out, and I'll darken my eyebrows.
Few miles away, another ringside battle was in full force. The title under contention, lead role in HBO Pictures' Mike Tyson biography. Men between the ages of 17 and 22 flexed their muscles and did a little acting for casting directors.
I'm gonna break your rib. Give me the part.
In addition to Los Angeles, the hunt for the perfect Iron Mike extends to Chicago, New York, and Atlanta.
I always thought Iron Mike was Mike Ditka. Still to come on E! News Week in Review. a magic shop in Hollywood that specializes in sorcery for success.
I'm Greg Agnew. They've been around for more than 100 years, but suddenly roller coasters are the hottest